I know big goals can be scary. What the hell was that? But not as scary as looking back at your life 5 years from now and realizing that it's more of the same. Nothing really changed, and you're stuck feeling a big void, unfulfilled and dissatisfied.
Don't say that.
Your sole focus on small goals is what's stopping you from doing a full 180 life transformation and, yes, possibly living your dream life. So if you want a real transformation and a real glow up, not the aesthetic glow up that most people talk about with meaningless clothes and a new skincare routine, but the kind that you'll need a telescope to look back at where you are right now, then keep watching. In this video, you'll learn how to navigate big goals so they're actually achievable and less scary. What the hell was that? And because I'm so awesome, I'll give you a step-by-step plan so you can start living the dream life you deserve. You're welcome. So why is it that most people don't set big goals then? Well, it all boils down to the anxiety, the fear, and the doubt that most people experience. Everyone experiences, as a matter of fact. I mean, sometimes I feel I'm not smart enough, I'm not talented enough, I'm not strong enough, or whatever the case is, and then I actually start believing those things, which aren't true. It's the type of thinking like, I don't have a plan to follow, I don't know what to expect, and sometimes it's just lack mentality, like I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time. And a lot of people just don't set big goals because they're uncomfortable with having to stretch themselves, with having to go outside of their comfort zones in order to make it a reality. Because they're listening to the negative Nancy's out there, the people who are telling them that it's impossible, that there's no way that they'll be able to do this thing. I want you to know that even though big goals can be overwhelming and sometimes really scary, that if you refuse to make big goals for that reason, or if you give up on your big goals, then that's exactly what's preventing you from having a transformed life, from getting that glow up that you're looking for. So here's what I need you to do. Step 1, write down exactly what you want. I did this really amazing exercise a few years ago to help me figure out what I really want my life to look like. The exercise went something like this. And before you do this, I want you to tap into your imagination and dispel all logic. It's all about fantasy right now. Forget about if what you want is possible or not. Just write it down, write down what you want, and you don't have to know why you want it. Think about what you'd like to have, be, or do. Where would you travel? How would you travel? What kind of wardrobe would you have? How many cars would you have? What type of cars? How many homes? Where would they be? And what would they look like? What about your career? What industry would you be in? And what would you be doing every day? How much money would you seriously like to earn per year? Write all of these fantasy goals on a want list. You don't need to know how you're going to get them. You just need to really want them. You should have at least 30 items on your list. You're going to place the 30 wants in 3 groups of 10 and prioritize them. So for example, you would have 10 A goals, which are the most important, 10 B goals, which are less important, and 10 C goals, which are the least important. Then you're going to take the A list and prioritize the 10 goals in order of importance, 1 through 10. Number 1 being the most important and number 10 being the least important. You're going to then prioritize your 10 Bs and your 10 Cs. When you've completed each list, you'll have your main A-type goal selected. This will be the most important goal and the one that you're going to focus your attention on. You'll know it's a big goal because just thinking about it scares and excites you at the same time. Hey there! Sorry to interrupt, but speaking of goals and dreams, I'm currently sitting at 28 subscribers. And I have a goal, and I'm just going to put it out there, but I have a goal of hitting 100 subscribers by the end of February. So if you're not already subscribed and you like content like goal achievement, growth, manifestation, self-improvement, or maybe you're just looking for a friend to chit-chat about that stuff with, I'm the friend, by the way, if you didn't guess, then how about you stick around by hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss when I upload anything. And we'll help each other reach our goals. Step 2 is that you're going to clarify the image of your goal in your mind. You know what they say, out of sight, out of mind? You're trying to do the exact opposite of that. So I'm going to trademark this and I'm going to say repetition makes the heart grow fonder and your dreams come true sooner. Okay? You can take that one. You're going to use a goal card, and a goal card looks something like this. It's a goal written down, and you're going to keep it in your pocket or your purse, and you're going to walk around with this every day. It's going to be that constant reminder that you need about that main goal. It has the date on it, so the date that you intend to achieve that thing. It also says, I'm so happy and grateful now that. I'm so happy and grateful now that, and you put the goal in 1 or 2 sentences. Or you can make a vision board and just make sure that you have that somewhere where you'll see it constantly and be reminded of that goal. Or you can write a life script. You can make the life script into an audio, and you can listen to that audio every day. The point is that you want to make sure that you're constantly reminded of your goal. You can do all of those things. So goal card, vision board, and life script. You can do one, all of the above. It doesn't matter. The aim really is to make it fun and to put good energy into your goal. Step 3 is that you're gonna have to figure out the steps that you need to take in order to get to your goal. I'm sure you've heard of SMART goals, right? SMART goals are specific, measurable, attainable, time-bound, and realistic. Your smaller goals are going to be SMART goals. Those are going to be very specific. You give yourself a specific time to achieve it, that kind of thing. But your really big goal, your really big A-type goal is going to be illogical. It's not going to necessarily be smart, because remember, that goal really comes from your fantasy. What you really want to do is make sure that those big goals are broken down into the small, achievable steps so that they're not as overwhelming and more achievable. The big goal is going to give you the aiming point in life. So for example, say you wanted to get from point A to point B, Toronto to Tennessee. What would be the first thing you do? You'd put the locations in Google Map, and you'd have different stops along the way. And the different stops, those represent your smaller goals. So maybe your first stop is Detroit. So Detroit would be your first goal on the way to your bigger goal, which is Tennessee. Maybe after that comes Cincinnati, and Cincinnati would be your second goal or your second stop, and so on and so forth. Now, one of the big mistakes a lot of people make is that they're looking for Tennessee even though they're still in their driveway in Toronto. What they end up doing is that they're writing maybe in their life script this grand goal of Tennessee, which is fine, but it's just that they're not plotting the course on how to get to Tennessee. If you're not figuring out the first goal, which is Detroit, and then following the map in progressive order, you probably end up somewhere, I don't know, in Montreal or something. The important thing is that you're going to plot the course. You're going to figure out what you need to do from here to there, and then you're going to make those things your stepping stone goals. And because you have that big main goal, you're going to focus on the path to it. And as soon as you realize that you're headed in the wrong direction, what are you going to do? You're going to slam your brakes and you're going to make a U-turn. Okay, so step 4 is that you're going to create an image of the goal by visualizing it every day. Essentially, you're going to pretend like you've already achieved it. So what will people say? How will you feel? What will be your reaction when you actually achieve that goal? One way you can do this is by thinking of when you've had a success in the past. So how did you feel? Were you enthusiastic, confident, happy, feeling on top of the world? Those are the types of emotions you're going to try to embody when you're now thinking about this new goal. In addition, you're going to start thinking and talking like the person who has achieved the goal. So you're going to stop saying you're broke, you're lazy, you're tired, you're fat, you're not deserving, you're not good enough. Just stop all that negative self-talk. You're going to start using positive affirmations and start reframing how you actually think and feel about yourself. Start feeling grateful for the life that you have now and what you're building. With that new positive self-talk and that new feeling of confidence, whatever it is that you want to be, do, or have, you'll see that it does materialize. So what that looks like in my life is that in July of 2020, I created this huge mammoth big life goal, which I'm still working towards, by the way. And I've achieved so many smaller goals on the way to that bigger goal. And those goals are aligned to the big goal. You get what I'm saying? One of the smaller goals that I wrote about that was aligned to my big goal is that I would have a more flexible job. I'd have more freedom of time. I'd be doing work that I enjoy. I'd be earning more while not necessarily doing as much work, like actually doing less. I wrote about it. I imagined it. I thought about it constantly, and I became emotionally connected to it. And I was drawn to the opportunity, or the opportunity was drawn to me. So tomato, without having to go on interviews or do job searches or network. I was given the opportunity. So essentially what happened is that I was contacted by a former employer. They had created a higher level role, higher than the job that I had before I left the company, that actually paid more. And I used that as an opportunity to negotiate for working 4 days a week instead of 5 days a week. I work from home full time. Pretty much that lines up with, not pretty much, that lined up with exactly what I was looking for, exactly what I wanted. I'm earning more than I did before while doing less. And when I say work 4 days a week instead of 5 days a week, I don't mean working the same amount of hours that I was working before I left the job. I'm talking about I work less hours. Like, how is that even possible? Overall, it's given me the flexibility that I was really looking for, and even with the opportunity to work from abroad 3 months out of the year. And that job came to me in an unpredictable way, a way that I was not expecting at all. There is no doubt in my mind that I attracted this opportunity due to my internal efforts. Now, as I said, did I search for this job? No. Did I do a single interview? No. Is this my ultimate goal? No, but it is a stepping stone to my main goal. So if you're feeling like those big dreams of yours are impossible to achieve, understand that you will attract the people, the resources, and the situations that you need if you follow the steps that I just mentioned. What's really crazy is that when you set one big goal, it's likely going to be achieved by accomplishing those smaller incremental step goals that are going to get you there. You'll realize that the leap is not too far from your small goals and the really big scary ones. What the hell was that? If you're confused on using manifestation techniques, then watch this video right here so you can achieve anything you want.
Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.